AfriYan, we believe in the inclusion of every young people. But something has come to our attention, that however much Rwanda is doing great with the young people, trying to include the young people, trying to have them on board, trying to make sure that their sexual reproductive health rights are respected. But there's another group of people that has never received that great attention. Those are the people that lives with disability.
Disability isn't inability. So even young people living with disabilities, they can still do some things like that. It doesn't mean that they're unable to do anything or to be productive. And we want to focus much on how we can actually raise awareness for these young people living with disabilities to access sexual and reproductive health and rights services. We realize that they are not at the same pace in our programmings, in our doings, in education, in health. In the health sector, you find most of the times the young people living with disabilities are not on the same pace as the young people in general.
Does it come to our attention that those young people also want to have the feelings like we do? Do we think that those people need an attention and appreciation like every other young people?
Every young person has the right to access health and live to fulfill their potential like any other normal human being.
AfriYan has decided differently. And by this help, we want to talk to the policymakers to advocate for the people living with disability. Now, they are also entitled to the same rights when they come to sexual reproductive health. So we want to have this project whereby we want to raise the awareness to the policymakers, to other young people organizations, that these young people now needs us and we can't do it leaving them behind.
And we do plan on how to work with organizations that are focusing on young people living with disabilities to create more awareness, to give them learning materials, or to give them boxes. They could be images, they could be getting young people in our organization to actually come up with new innovations of how they can communicate to the people living with disabilities. That is something that we feel like is important, apart from advocating for the inclusion of the young people living with disabilities in all other aspects. But we also want to raise awareness that it's normal the way you are, you still have something to offer, and we want to empower them, we want to encourage them, we want to educate them, we want to make sure that they get the same information about sexual and reproductive health like any other young person. We want to make sure that they also enjoy the rights to, when they go to the youth-friendly centers, or when they go to the health centers, or wherever they're getting the services from, they are heard, they are communicated to easily, and they can actually feel free that they belong to that community, they belong to that society. They do have feelings like any other person, and they have ways of living. So I want to make sure that they feel comfortable, they get all the necessary information, they know that this is the unbiased information. I can read this, or I can see these pictures, or I have a moderator who can actually give me a training.
It's indeed that we should not leave any young people behind. So what we are going to do, we're going to have 1 year doing advocacy. We're going to advocate for the policies to make sure that there are policies that are looking at the young people living with disability, make sure there are services, and make sure that their services are accessible and affordable as they might be for every other young people. There should not be any discrimination as young people are concerned.
Yeah, so we have a very big scope, but we work with different organizations, and we are looking much more to partnering with other organizations to see how they can include young people living with disabilities in all their programs and in all their projects, and how to maximize that they are included, they are satisfied, and they are getting the services that they should be getting them.